Let's go ahead and jump on over to Jan's shop, and we've got Janthology Creations. All right. I like the name there. Venice Gardens, Florida. Very cool. You're welcome, Alexis. Of course. All right. So we've got some fancy floral hats here. Let's check this one out here. We've got a Ukraine colors turquoise wide brim picture hat with sunflowers for Easter, Kentucky Derby, wedding, church, special, and formal occasions, one of a kind. All right, we got a lot going on in this listing color here. So that is so interesting to me. Ukraine colors wide brim hat. I can't imagine that that's going to be a very productive keyword for you, unless there's really that big of a market for people looking up Ukraine colors hat. So let's check that out. Ukraine colors hat, and let's see what do we get there. So we got 597 results, but that's pretty small. I wouldn't say that keyword is doing you much good. So I would get rid of that keyword because it's such a small number of products, and I don't think there's a lot of people looking for it. And I think I would just use the original keywords that you came up with because they are better reflective of your product here. So turquoise wide brim picture hat. Let's check this one out. And there we go. So 411 results. So actually not a lot. Maybe it's the word picture. Let's just try getting rid of picture and let's just try that. So turquoise wide brim hat is 781. So it's okay, but I still think you could do better. So let's mark that one out though and go 781. And let's see if we can get what would be it? Let's try blue sunflower hat. Let's see if we get anything there. So blue sunflower hat, actually a pretty big keyword. 21,000 results. I don't know. I wouldn't have expected it to be so big, but this is an example where the keyword might be large, but it's not relevant. Because if you look, all the products we're looking at, none of them look like your kind of a hat. These are all baseball caps, where yours is, I would say, more of like a Kentucky Derby hat. I think is probably the keyword we want to try. So let's try let's try women's Kentucky Derby hat. You might even want to specify women's. Wow. I didn't know everybody went to the Kentucky Derby. 31,000 results. That's a lot. So that is, you're kind of striking a chord on that one because there's a lot of results for that one. 31,222. Let's see. Floral wide brim hat. I like that keyword. Renee, let's check that one. 1337. Okay, so there we go. Now we're in the money. We got a great keyword there. And 1337 for that one. And I think it was a very, very relevant keyword as well. And then let Karen with the keywords. Let's check it out, Karen. We got women's derby hat. Let's see, what do we get for this one? 33,000. So again, very big keyword, a little too broad maybe. So what you want to do is just keep searching up keywords and trying to find keywords so we could that are going to match up. So we could try sunflower wide brim hat. And that one's 667. So also a little bit smaller, but still very, very relevant. So got a couple of ideas for you on that one there. But let's look at your products again. Very cute. And I will say somehow you've taken your photos indoors, but they still have like, they still have a nice bright kind of vibe around them, and they look really cute. They look really warm and lively. So that's really positive. I think your products are just really, really cute. But I would definitely recommend working on those keywords and trying to find keywords that are more, in that sweet spot range of 1,000 to 10,000, but that are very relevant to the products itself. And we got a couple of ideas. Floral wide brim hat. sunflower wide brim hat. That one's really relevant. And I would be using keywords like that instead of these other ones that are a little bit more off base. Yikes. Women. Oh, you got 8,000 for that one, Karen? I don't know how that worked. Oh, the hubby created a spotlight dimmer board for me. Oh, well, good hubby. He did a good job because it looks really cute. And I can see that. Yeah, the lighting is coming up on the bottom, and I can see the top of her hat is a little darker in it. And it really makes it look nice with the shadows and the different colors and the different things going on. So that's really, really nice to see. So let's go ahead. And oh my, you got some gnomes going on here. Wow. I did not know you were in Canada, so that makes more sense now then. I definitely going to give you a different collection of results for you there, Karen. So for these guys here, your little gnomes, really cute. I would recommend using different keywords that are a little bit more. I wouldn't use their name because unless your name is Mickey Mouse, people don't know what your name is. Or I mean, I don't know if these are based off of something like a movie or something really like well known. But if we look up Easter gnome, rabbit, mopsy, bunny, it brings up 486 results. But if I think we'd want to just do maybe Easter gnome rabbit. Let's try that. So Easter gnome rabbit, 3,159, which is, that is the keyword you're hitting because it's the beginning. But I would try and come up with more keywords that are more descriptive of what he's wearing. So maybe blue or different keywords like that. Blue, top hat, Converse, different things like that. And not so much, I think the name is cute to have here in the photo and then even in the description, but it's not really doing you any good up here in the title because it's not going to be a keyword that people are going to be searching for. So maybe at the end of the title you could put it so that people are going to know that this one has its own name, but I wouldn't put it this close. I would try and find a few more keywords. So let's check out right here. Easter gnome set, perfect gift, home decoration, gnome set. So there we go. Bunny, rabbit, gnome. So we could try that one. Bunny, rabbit, gnome. That's another keyword you could use for this one. And then you could also use spring gnome. And then we've got figurine. Okay, so another good one is figurine. So you could do spring gnome, and then you could do gnome figurine. And then those, okay, Jewel, we got all you keyword warriors today. Jewel with the keyword plush gnome. There we go. Yeah, so that's how I would recommend. So for this guy right here, instead of just going Easter gnome, rabbit, mopsy, bunny, I would probably start with Easter gnome, rabbit. Let's see. And what did we get for that one? So we got Easter gnome, rabbit, 3159. 3159. And then for bunny, rabbit, gnome, let's see here, we've got 27.99. So another great keyword. Spring gnome, 25,000. Okay, so that is a big one, but that's fine. And that goes perfectly in your third keyword slot because it's a big keyword. And that's usually where I want to put like the biggest keywords. Gnome figurine, 12,000. So this one's not quite as relevant because as you can see, there's all these little tiny clay, ones that people came up with, but it's still a good one. And unless you can, basically what you want to do is you should try to get 5 keywords. So we've got, and if you can get more than 5, like let's look up plush gnome. We've got 4418. Okay. So if I could only find 5 relevant keywords for my items, then I would use keywords like gnome figurine. However, if you can find another keyword that is more relevant to your product than figurine, then you could go ahead and replace the gnome figurine keyword with that new keyword. But right here, we've already got some additional, good little ideas for keywords for you. And I would probably start this one off with Eastern gnome rabbit, because that's the strongest one, 34.59. And then I would just do a comma and or a dash, and I would go bunny rabbit gnome, because totally different keywords there, which is really good. And then spring gnome, that's a big one there, gnome figurine, and then plush gnome, even in that order, I think is really nice. So that would be my suggestions for you. And on the gnomes, I will say that the photos aren't quite as eye-catching. Like your hats and these ones, they stage pretty well in these photos. But on these guys, there's kind of getting cut off a little bit. And they have so much going on. They're so busy that I kind of think it would almost be better if they were on a very simple, clean background, because then I could just kind of see what's going on with them. Whereas this one, they're a little bit, the background's kind of busy, but they're all getting squished too. You see how the top of his ears and his hat is getting cut off and his feet is getting cut off. It'd be better to just, fit them in a little bit more and give a little bit more space around the edges. Just zoom out a little bit so that the whole entire, gnome fits into your photo. And then the one other trick, if your product is too tall, so he is kind of a tall little guy, one of the things you could do is put two of them side by side. And you can see a lot of people have done that, where they've put these two, or this is even three, and it makes them fit a lot easier. So simple little trick. Anytime you have a tall product, you should do that. And